Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the game today. Oh wow, it's been a long time, but we're back.
How's it
We're
going?
back. We're back like we never left. I am
Yeah.
Malcolm. He is Claret, and we bring another episode of the game today live on Instagram and YouTube. So you don't want to miss out on what's gonna be today's big hitters. But before we start, Claret, how are you doing? It's been like a month because it's been more than a
Oh.
month actually.
No, I mean we were like the last time we here is like December back. But yeah, me I'm doing great. Mainly the reason why we delayed the pod is because I was sick, and
Yeah, unfortunately.
we kind of started the year a little sick, and then we couldn't do the pod. But again, it's we took a little vacation off, just a little bit. But I'm doing great. It's incredible. The winter is getting colder and colder, but we manage it.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing?
I've been okay. I enjoyed my Christmas in LA. I'm going to
Yes,
come for
sir.
my March break in Canada.
Yeah,
So we'll have
man.
in
Look, God be with the people of LA.
yeah, like to be honest, it's not a joke, but it's sad. It's sad for those guys who lost their homes, their property. You know, actually, the day I left like on Friday, and the first on Saturday. Like I left the day before, which was crazy. And because like the places I went to, they got caught up with fire, but not exactly the place I was in. Because
Okay.
I was in LA, but like think about it, like LA is a big city, so it's
Yep.
like
Yep.
I was very far away from where the fire was. But when I was traveling in LA, I went to like the Hollywoods. I went to Inglewood to watch the NFL
Mhm.
game of the Rams. So there was fires in Inglewood like a couple of days later, but I believe now it's actually reduced. I heard the news now, it's actually settled down. But we pray for those guys.
Yeah.
Guys, there's a lot of adverts and news that if you want to donate to help those guys from who have suffered from their families, their houses. JJ Redick is an example. He lost his house as well. Donate and any dollar counts, guys, because these natural wildfires, I don't even know how they're triggered. I can understand wildfires in a forest because it's trees,
Yeah.
it's wood. But in houses, when there's no trigger like fuel, gasoline, paraffin, it's just natural and like spontaneous. It's kind of crazy how it's like spreads out. But I'm glad it didn't reach to the families I was with. Not to say that I'm not glad about the people who lost their houses, but like where I was, like the families I was in, like my auntie's relatives, it was like it's like 30 minutes away, and I'm glad everyone is safe. But yeah, we pray for everyone in LA. I believe business has gone back to its usual. But
Yeah.
hey, it's not. But
I
yeah, but
mean,
my life,
it's more the people who aren't able to
yeah,
do something after that happens. It's tough. Like literally everything you've known your entire life, right, burns to
yeah,
the ground.
yeah,
It's devastating, but hopefully they are able to get out of it. And
yeah.
and God, thankfully, I think it's reducing completely. So.
Yeah, it is. It is. But yeah, but I enjoyed my Christmas. It was amazing. It was a blast. I met some beautiful people. Like, oh my god, like it was
Incredible,
amazing.
incredible.
Yeah, and it's like the first time I've had Christmas that's away from my family, like
Ah,
my actual blood family. I've either been with my dad's side or my mom's side. But this time, not that my aunt is not my family, but like my blood family, close blood family. I've
yeah,
not. It's the first time, but it beat my expectations. It's like in the Christmases I've had, it's like in the top three. If it's like the second, around there. So that's a big praise to how I enjoyed, and then enjoyed my New Year's. Then came back. Now business as usual. Move on with the life. Now it's gonna be
sir.
a long year again. Get through it.
No,
But
man,
yeah,
look, 2024 was really fast. Like,
it
I'm
was
not,
fast. But if you think about it, that's how every year feels. Coming into 2024, everybody's
nah,
like,
dog, like, Joe,
but
2024 just felt like, boom, and it's done. I'm like, dang, you know.
but that's how every year it sounds like. Even this year's gonna go by fast, man. Like, think
I
about
mean,
it. We've just
it's
begun the
already
year, but already it's
mid-January.
January 19th, 17th, 18th. So
Yeah,
that's how every year feels, man. Time is running, time is moving, time is flying. He
I
doesn't
think
wait for no
I
man.
think the only explanation to give is the more you get older, the more the years are faster. Because there
Yeah,
is no
now,
any
yeah,
other way to
yeah,
say it.
yeah,
But
because now
anyways,
we're closer to the finish line than to the
are you
beginning. Because in the
serious?
beginning, yeah, because now in the beginning we're like 5 years, you still have primary, elementary school, you had to go P1, then P2, then P3, then S1. But now it's just graduation, and then we're already having in kids, we're talking about kids just like that. So it's closer, we're looking closer. So and hey, bring it on. But anyways, Clarit, let's get into the podcast.
Yes, sir.
A lot happened in terms of basketball, and we actually
Mhm.
want to begin with this. And we know it's been a couple of days since we last talked about analyzed NBA, but
Yep.
we can't miss on certain analysis what happened over the 1 month we didn't meet, Clary. During the month we didn't meet, Lakers beat the Warriors. So what happened?
Why the hell you start from there? Why didn't you start somewhere else?
Because I know, I know. It was Christmas Day when they played.
I
It was
know.
Christmas. And I told you Lakers always beat Warriors. You doubted me.
Eh,
So
well,
what happened? What happened? Again, brief analysis.
no. So first of all, I know you want me to be brief, but I'm just gonna say, really, Steph and LeBron never cease to amaze. The game was
Yeah,
incredible. I think that's the most thing that
I
we need
believe
to
so.
talk
Yeah.
about. What I thought about what happened is, man, you beat us. That's what happened. Like there is no rocket science. I thought that you guys came out
Yeah.
to play. You came out like, look, these are our rivalries. Like you can talk about other teams in the West, but Warriors and Lakers with the two biggest superstars in the NBA currently, in Steph Curry and LeBron, right? Like they might come out and say, "Yeah, we're friends, buddies," but everybody want to beat everybody, right?
Yeah.
So, but then, I think Cam Reddish happened. For some reason, Gabe Vincent was making baskets
Yeah,
on
Game
that
has
night.
been balling lately, eh?
So and he was
Hey.
he was playing great defense on Steph Curry. I thought that those Cam Reddish and Gabe Vincent were kind of the two biggest stories. And then on the other hand, I don't know, man. You just kind of bullied us. You bullied
Yeah,
us. We
but
we were
see
close.
the thing about Lakers Warriors, it's always a rivalry. So like,
Yeah,
regardless of the record, regardless of the form who was coming to what
they
10
they
in the
want to
last
win
games,
that game.
it doesn't
Everybody.
matter. It does whether on the road, whether at home, and it was actually at Warriors Arena. But that's the thing that it's always a rivalry. It's like it's not the biggest rivalry of Lakers because the biggest rivalry of Lakers is Lakers Celtics. But like I don't know, this sort of and I don't get why people say, you know, as a professional sports player, you cherish to play in such games. If you have
Yeah.
a friend, like if you're like LeBron and you know that you have a competitor like Steve, boy, you wanna beat him, and as he also wants to beat you.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
before, was it before or after when there was LeBron, Steph, and KD having like a sort of like a short interview from do you remember that one? And
Yep.
then all of
Yep.
them were
The
like,
three of
yeah,
us.
it was actually before. It was like before, and
Yeah.
all of them
Before
were
the
like,
game. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And then LeBron was like, yeah, Steph is like the greatest shooter, and then Steph is like, you need to respect what LeBron has done, and KD, and then they all like sound friendly, but whenever they meet matchup, you wanna play in these games and you wanna win. Like in the court, we're not friends. We're not
Can I
friends.
tell
We're
you
friends
some?
before and after. So it's always a rivalry. It's always interesting.
Can I tell you
Yeah,
some?
yeah.
Think about it this way, right? For the past 10 years, yeah, you've got the Warriors as the powerhouse of the NBA, but more importantly, of the Western Conference, right? So
The past what?
the past decade,
Not the past decade, boss.
yeah, they've won five champions in the past decade.
See, the dynasty ended 2022, so don't say past decade. Say
Yeah,
from
but it's
2022 and onwards.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If I no going backwards, right? Not onwards, because onwards we don't count. It's not looking good, really.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm
So
saying. Like
backwards, yeah.
from 2022 all the way to 2015, it's a decade, right? So or close to a decade, right? So they've been able to win five championships. So if I'm the Lakers, don't think of it as the Lakers of LeBron or as the Suns of KD or as the no. Think of it as Lakers in the West, right? Who is the team to be? Who is the team that has been making noise? You saw how the Kings were so excited to beat the Warriors. You saw how the Rockets are so excited to beat the Warriors,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah,
everybody in the West just wants to beat the
yeah.
Warriors.
Bro,
So
for some, I want to talk about this because for some reason, every time Lakers is playing a team, they always have career nights and they always come with their best level. Like, and then you watch them the game later, the game the next day. and it's like they don't know how to play basketball. But whenever they play against the Lakers, it's so frustrating.
Yeah,
Everyone wants to bring the level game, whether the game is on national television, whether it's untelevised. They always play like well,
because it's the
like whenever
Lakers.
it's so interesting. It's so like annoying and frustrating because whenever like Lakers is playing like Wizards, all of a sudden Jordan Poole is dropping
He
40
becomes,
points,
I don't
and you're
know.
like, what? And they're like, what is happening? And what the Lakers, bro? Like, you know how bad our perimeter defense is, right?
Yeah,
Every time
yeah.
we're playing a team now, it's like they are like Celtics or prime Celtics, bro. Like shooting and just making buckets. Also, whenever like Lakers trade someone away, they always go to the team and then they always start shining. And then when you bring someone in, they always drop for some reason. You know, I
It's
don't know if it's LeBron's pressure on the teammates. People keep on like conspiring about these theories, but it's so. I mean, there's a lot of examples. You have Torin Prince now is playing well. We have a couple of guys. You've had like Kyle Kuzma. You've had everyone who has been playing well. Malik Beasley now is also playing well. But when we're in Lakers, bro, like they could barely buy a shot. Torin Prince was like our 3 point shooter, but he'd make like 1 3 in the first quarter and then go like 2 for 15 the whole game. So it
Yeah,
was so
but because
annoying.
because no,
It's
so
so
Malcolm, think
annoying.
about it this way, right? Your Lakers, you have such poor shot creation. Like literally, he is not hating, but you guys don't know how to create shots for the 3 point shooters. You have. Let me give you an example, right? Literally, what is the Rocky's name? Dalton Connect,
That's one
right?
connect DK4.
Yes. How many threes does he take a game if he gets time to play?
Yeah, I
Like I
lost.
think he's averaging about, I don't know, four shots per game, right? But I'm just saying, like, find a way. Like Torian Prince would only shoot contested threes on the top of the key. You don't want him shooting those. In Milwaukee, he's shooting corner threes. Corner threes. Malik Beasley, he doesn't shoot things that he was shooting in the Lakers, right? It's more like, okay, kick, 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 kick. Nobody's on him, kick to him, shoot it, right? And he's given more green light. The Lakers before, like when you get there, if LeBron doesn't get a shot or AD, you don't get to shoot. You just don't,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
And now AD had the career high NBA All NBA performance at the beginning, opening 10 games, but now he's kind of slacked off. He's been out of the MVP race.
what did I
Now
tell
also
you?
LeBron also since he came back from that 1 week like
Vacation.
leave, and he's also like dropping like 20 only 20 points. He was dropping triple doubles, consecutive days. But I don't know. It feels like we're cast because after so Westbrook trade like derailed us. From then on, we haven't really been good consistently. We've been good against one of rival teams like Lakers is going to play like Knicks at Madison Square Garden. Like this game means a lot. Those
Yeah.
games we're going to win those games. Clash time, we're always going to win those games. But like the games that define a team are not just those games. It's the game that you're playing the next day.
Yep.
When there's no lights, when the lights are not very bright, how you perform. It just seems like when Russell Westbrook, man, see when Russell Westbrook was also playing very well in OKC, and now when he was brought to Lakers, it really derailed us because we traded Kyle Kuzma, we traded Caruso, we traded a lot of pieces, and it really derailed us. So now since then we haven't recovered from it, and
So
we
are you
still haven't
talking about that
and
the Russell Westbrook curse is as good as the Jason
yeah.
Tatum curse?
Yo, let's go back to the Warriors. What is happening in the Warriors? Because before yesterday, but one, the Warriors they had a 12-3 start, and they were the number one seed in the West. But get this, in the last 24
Yeah,
games,
yeah,
they
we
lost
know.
17.
Stop. Dang.
I told you, bro.
Stop
I
it.
told you, I
Stop it.
told you. See, I told you, bro. When you guys were 12
Um,
and 3, you're like, bro, Warriors is back. Warriors is back. We have, what's his name? This guy you bought from Pacers. What's his name? The new Splash brother.
Buddy
What's
Hield.
his name? Yes,
Buddy
you guys
Hield.
were like, he's the new Splash brother. And I was like, you guys have been playing the Wizards. You guys have been playing the freaking Utah Jazz. And you doubted me. And I told you Warriors is going to end between 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th. Maybe not 15th because there's a Utah Jazz that suck, or the under Portland Trail Blazers that suck.
Yeah.
But you guys will be like 13th or 12th.
Look,
I told you.
me, I gave up when they were beaten by the Toronto Raptors, right? Like you can't give me an excuse. I don't care how many guys you're down to all season long from the beginning. You've been preaching, yeah, we've got the deepest team of the in ever in NBA history. Right. So when you're blagging that, I don't care how many injuries you got. You're playing a
Yeah.
lottery team like Toronto Raptors and you lose. There is no explanation, right? But let me tell you something, right? They've had their fair share of struggles, right? So you've got the Buddy Hield starts lights out, right? Shooting. He was shooting the hell out of the ball from the beginning.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they realize that Buddy Hield isn't Clay and Steph combined, right? They're like, oh, okay, now we're going down. Now they're like, okay, we gotta find some offense somewhere. They bring in Kaminga. Kaminga gives them something, right? And then when Kaminga gives you something, now they're like, okay, yeah. Because Steve Kerr, I don't know. You see how Steve Kerr hits wings like Jason Tatum? I think he hates Kaminga too, right? And this is not a shot at him. It's just, I don't understand how.
But Coming has been getting benched recently, and yet he was playing well. What happened?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's, I don't know. It's like he hits wings because you see what I did to Tatum, you see what he did to Kuminga, and then you start asking yourself, what is going on, right? Because Kuminga was literally their second best player, sometimes
Yeah.
their best player. 35
Yeah.
in 3 nights, 30 points, three
Yeah.
nights in a row, right? And when
Yeah.
Steph Curry is not on the floor, he was carrying them.
We were
Maybe
there.
they did not win, right? But then you are benching him and you are giving him less minutes until he realized that we don't have any other person apart from Kuminga because Andrew Wiggins can do that. Yeah, but he did make himself clear, uh, new saturated, like, I don't want the pressure of being the number one or the number one or the number two. I can come in, I can play defense, I can carry the team when I have to, but I don't
Mm.
want to be the consistently doing it, right?
Yeah.
And you respect somebody like that. But then if you Steve Kerr, play the goddamn Kuminga. The second thing is Draymond is getting old. I know many
Yeah.
people ain't saying that, but I look at him on the court, people are blowing by him. In the cup, in the past years, you can't do that to Dre. Dre will give you a head start, give you a bunch of space in front of you, and he will block your shot, right? Dre will let you drive the left. He will block you. Dre will
At
go
that
straight
time.
up to block somebody like AD. But now he looks slow.
For
He
that time, he's
looks
catching him.
right, and somebody who plays with an energy the way he does, you would expect that to happen at a certain age, right?
Yeah.
And you can't be asking him to play the five going against people like AD. He is 6'6", 6'7", right? So, but he's going against all these 7 footers, the Jokic and all that, right? So,
Wemby.
exactly, he looked like a baby when he was guarding Wemby. He literally looked
Yeah.
like a baby. There is a picture out there. So Dre is getting old. They need to play Kuminga,
Steph
otherwise
is
they're gonna
getting old.
lose. So with Steph, I don't think his game cannot be defined by his age just because of the way he plays. But what I would say is the system is changing that now he has to adapt to a different game that might have to affect his age and the way he plays. But I thought that Kuminga did such a great job to understanding how Steph Curry plays and
Yeah.
kind of helped Steph Curry come back into his own. There was a point where Steph was averaging about, I don't know, 20 points per game, which is very
Yeah.
rare. And then Kuminga started coming in and he realized, okay, there is a way I can be aggressive, but also bring along Steph Curry. He did that. And Steph Curry started coming back. And then injuries happened. But
Yeah.
that's why I was telling you the other day, if they can be healthy, we can see if we can have the same team we saw at the beginning of the year. But it's very unlikely. Time is moving. Soon is gonna be the All Star. Um, and if you are not winning teams like Raptors, are you gonna win the Celtics that are coming up? Absolutely not. Well, they did show us like they won against the Timberwolves, but that's not a convincing win. The reason why is that you lose against the Toronto Raptors, you come out and you're like, we got disrespected yesterday. They were playing desperate in that Minnesota game. They went all in, everything left on the floor. That's why they won the game. But that cannot be sustainable going forward. So
Yeah,
if they don't get it together, they're gonna get the live in the not in the plane, in the back of the park for another year.
because I told you. Well, see the thing about expectations. Expectations hurt, you know. And the more you win is the more expectations you build up. And now
Yep.
we're going to have a quick take on the Celtics winning 7 of their last 14 games and losing 7 of their last 14, obviously. But they won, I think, today, so it makes it seven losses in the last 15 games. We'll talk about it, about expectations later on about the Celtics. But back on the Warriors. See, what I don't get is you know how we began with the whole 14-player rotation thing,
Yeah.
and now he keeps on changing his lineup, and like he disrupt the momentum of a winning team.
Thank you.
Bringing guys
Thank
in,
you.
especially when they're not injured. Fine if the injuries and you're looking for like you keep changing, for fitness reasons, but if you guys are all there, you keep the same starting five. Look at OKC, look at Cavs, look at what Celtics are doing. You can
There
change
is
one
some
person or two,
consistency.
yeah, or you can change one or two people, like a couple of games in, games out, but you don't change the entire five or like the entire four of the five, because it disrupts the momentum of the team. So now it just feels like the Warriors have nothing. They have lost their desire. I mean, right? Hell, even Curry said that he doesn't want Warriors to go into the transfer deadline and they sign players desperately. And there was a couple of criticism on him, because people are like, no, as a player, as Curry, you need to ask for players right now. You don't care about the future. But Curry made it seem like as if he only wants Warriors to make good signings, instead of making desperate signings, and well thoughtful signings. So that will that will come later on, like the whole
Yeah.
2029 draft picks and all that.
Yeah.
And everyone is like, no, you shouldn't care about that because you wanna win now. But for Curry saying that they need to not win now and keep the draft picks, it was kind
So
of
so
surprising.
the reason why I love you for this is that you literally just touched the point that I wanted you. So you can look at this in three ways. I'm sorry
Yeah,
we staying on this, but it's a very big story. Like they're losing bad, really bad. People need to know
yeah,
this.
yeah,
So if you historically the Warriors are known for keeping their stuff secret, right? Some people have the argument that Steph Curry is telling the rest of the league, like, yeah, they're not gonna make trades and stuff, right? And that way, if nobody knows that they're gonna make trades, many things changes. But that doesn't seem like a big reason to like, why would Steph Curry say something like that? And then the other part is people think he's looking out for the organization. And it's true. He wants to leave the organization that gave him so much, leave the legacy of winning. Because if he can help them build something after that, people
yeah.
are speculating Kuminga and Podzemski are going to be the second next up. You know, if they can leave the organization in good hands, not only is it good for Steph's legacy, being able to leave that in good hands, it's also good for the owners who trusted him, right?
All
But
right.
the other thing that people don't understand is Steph wasn't talking about any of those. Steph was saying, look, we're not going to make trades. We still think we can do this, which is clearly some sort of
Does he?
delusion looking from the outside. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, looking from the outside. So I'm going to play a video here, right? I don't know if you mind, where Steph was actually, after that game, they won in Minnesota. He said, yeah, we've talked about this. People now are pointing fingers, yeah, blah, 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 saying that, we're not going to make trades. And that made it seem like Steph was saying, look, we're going to win. Like, just give us
Mm,
time. So just watch the video. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to go with this one.
Where I hurt myself, Warriors closing out their road trip with a visit to the Timber Pups, and we're going to kick this up late in the game. In the fourth, we're tied at 108. Pass to the corner, Steph Curry. Of course he's going to make that three. Why? Because he made 7 of those. Warriors with a 3-point lead. Next Timberwolves possession. Dante DiVincenzo passing inside. Jaden McDaniels. That's a dunk. Timberwolves down just 1. Warriors made a couple of free throws. It's a 3-point game, 14 seconds to play. Inbounding to DiVincenzo, who makes the layup. It's again just a 1-point lead. Gary Payton made a couple of free throws. Payton misses the second one. And guess what's going to happen here? How do the Warriors get the rebound? But they do. Curry made a couple of free throws. Warriors do win this one by 116-115.
Speaking of Steph, he scored 31 points. Now he joins us here on SportsCenter. Steph, you guys had a 24-point lead. Next thing you know, it's a 108-108 game. What did you make of how you guys gathered yourself and pulled this one out on the road?
A lot of resiliency tonight for sure, just to weather the storm. We've been struggling for a long time, down a lot of guys. Guy Santos gets his first start of his career. Buddy comes alive for us, and GP coming off the injury list, he gave us so much energy. Wiggs, his return home, everybody played up well, stepped up, did what we had to do to keep our composure, even though they were going to make runs. And thankfully, the ball bounced our way tonight. It hadn't been going that way in a while.
Before the game, your coach had said something about we need Steph to hit all the threes, but I need somebody else to step up and hit them as well. Who did the best Steph Curry impression on your team?
I mean, it's a collective effort. We're a unique team where everybody has to kind of work off each other. Like I said, Buddy hit some big shots. Moses hit some big shots off the bench. Wiggs was getting to the free throw line, settling us down when we needed to get some points on the board. So just, you never know with us who's going to have an impact. And it's the beauty and the challenge of our team.
Steph, you made some headlines the other day when you said that you didn't want the Warriors to go out and just be kind of rash, trying to make some improvements for this team as we get closer to the trade deadline. What type of confidence do you think that instilled in the guys to hear you say that, to say, yeah, we still got some dudes and we can go out here and win some games?
That 24-hour media or news cycle is hilarious at times. The fact that nobody's complacent here, nobody is okay with just being average. All the Twitter fingers who's got deals that we need to make can kind of just shut up a little bit and let us figure this thing out. Like we know we can be competitive. We showed that toughness tonight. Obviously, every team is trying to find ways to get better, and for us.
So you look at that part where he says, the people on Twitter pointing fingers on trades, right?
Yeah.
That tells you about everything he was trying to say. Like, we understand you got some for us, right? But we got us, right? So I don't know where he's getting this confidence. I don't know what he's seen in this group, right? But what we see as fans and the people on the outside is like absolute disaster. The things that are going on the Warriors, you just can't comprehend. Lineup after lineup. They are giving up leads, Malcolm. They almost lost that game.
Bro, 24 points now in the NBA is not a big deal anymore. I mean, it's crazy now. Like, it can easily get blown away. And now oh my God. Another reason I've not been watching basketball lately is the number of threes that are being taken. It's so annoying, bro. Like, you saw the video I've been sending you on Instagram. Like, a team can go jack up at 3 and then they miss, and then the team against the rebound goes jacks up at 3, they miss, and they can do this for like 8 consecutive plays. That is 16 times both teams are shooting at 3 and it's not going in, and man, it's so annoying. So like, Curry has really spoiled the game. He has spoiled the game now,
Yeah.
I watched the game Celtics recently played. I forgot the team they were playing, but they had a combined shooting of like 90 something threes. They about to reach 100 threes. That was so frustrating. I mean, that was frustrating. But anyways, going back to the Warriors on the leads, the number of leads Warriors have blown up. Like, forget about like this almost a game. Like the losses that we always talked about. You guys bottling 14-point leads in like final 4 minutes, bottling 20-point leads, bottling 25-point leads, and losing the games, not just bottling the leads. I mean,
losing it.
you guys had a span of the games, in the games that you lost in you guys in the 17 of 24. You guys had a span of games where you guys were just, you couldn't score in the final 2 minutes. It's like just like scoreless in the final 2 minutes. It was crazy. I think that the game that I watched, the first game that I watched of that sort of like big example was against the Thunder, because that game Thunder had no right to win that game, because Thunder weren't doing anything at all also on the offense. And you talked about Podziemski.
Yeah,
Podziemski has been awful this season. He has not been great at all compared to last season. He's
it goes
struggled.
back. It goes back to something you talked about, Malcolm. Right? Expectations. He comes out as a rookie. He gives us
Yeah,
this, glimpse of a big star that he's gonna be, and then he
yeah,
comes back, and he's struggling to shoot the ball and he's struggling to do things. But
yeah,
before he got injured, I thought that he had found his stroke game. I thought that he had started playing well, and then he got injured again. But now the question is, after the injury, will he be back to being the guy that he was that little amount of time before he got injured, right? But again, he was really awful. At some point, fans were speculating like, yo, trade this guy out of here, get somebody else. Like literally, he can go be rebuilt somewhere else. We're trying to win a championship with Steph Curry. But I don't know, they kept him for some reason, and who knows?
yeah. So we hope he gets back to his best, but man, the Warriors need to figure it out, because there were a couple of those games you guys lost. When Drummond played, you lost. Curry played, you lost. Both of them played, you lost. They didn't play, you lost. So like, there was
You know
really
what,
nothing.
bro?
Like, we didn't have Kuminga, because even when Kuminga
Yeah.
played, you lost. When he played and Steph didn't play, you lost. When he played and Steph played, you lost. So it just felt like nothing is working out. Like, the dynasty is done for sure, but like at least give us something to cheer about. Because right now, whenever I'm watching, like I see a game on the schedule, I'm like, Warriors is playing this team. At this point, whatever the team is, bro, I'm like,
They're
Warriors is
gonna
losing.
lose.
Even if it's the
You know
Pistons.
the prediction before it happens. Dang.
Yeah. By the way,
Man,
even the
it's-
Pistons are now. The Pistons are 10-2 in the last 12
Oh my
games.
God.
So even the Pistons,
Oh my
they are very
God.
likely to beat the Warriors. I mean,
No,
bro, at this point,
bro.
it's-
I'm just saying, like, I don't know what is it with the West. The Pistons are on the map. Like, they might
Pistons
go
are East.
to
They're East
Eastern
because of
Conference something,
Detroit. Yeah.
bro.
It's Detroit, yeah. So they're the East, but the West is crazy. But the teams that have struggled this year are Pelicans, Warriors, like the big teams that are really like out, and Suns, because Suns have lost KD, so they are not really in the top 6 right now. But the teams that have excelled now are the Rockets and Grizzlies. Those teams are like playing well,
I'm just
Grizzlies.
we'll sometime we'll have a talk about, like every team might make noise here and there, but when it
Yeah,
comes to playoffs, it's a different story. But
it's
we'll,
different. Yeah,
we'll
it's
talk
a
about
different story.
we'll talk about the playoff teams.
Like for example, whatever the Thunder does, I just feel like there's always this feeling of me like nothing. Because if they play against like the Jokic's, they're going to lose. Even if they play against like Mavs, I just feel like the Thunder, like I don't know,
I
like
think
they're
I
always like
think now I think right
I don't know.
now
You
after
think they're
last
built
year
now? You think they're
after
built now?
last year when they got
Yeah,
Caruso
Caruso, yeah,
and when Chet
and
Ongled will have,
Hutchinson.
yes, it's gonna be different.
It's
And
gonna be
also,
better.
yeah, and also on their coaching staff, I think I saw they brought on some coach who is a vet and who is won chiefs. I don't remember his
Yeah,
name, but just that little tweak, right? Because if you think about their run last year, they were not beat because of their offense. They were only beat because of their defense, right? And I think they did a better job of tightening that part this year.
yeah.
So hopefully they do some about it. They'll probably go to the finals, you know.
The Western Conference Finals or the NBA
Yeah,
Finals.
the conference finals.
They're gonna be number one. They're gonna be number one seed, so for sure. For sure.
Yeah, but I'm saying like winning, you have to win a couple series before you go to the finals. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like, regardless of
yeah.
who you give them, they'll probably go to
I mean, I used to say that these guys will never beat the Lakers, but they beat us. So they shut me up. So it looks like they are good.
You guys. If you guys can beat Sabonis after every battle you've been through,
We swept them, bro.
right? So who wouldn't beat you? I think the only thing you guys have to do is beat the Nuggets. That's the only
The Nuggets is
part
still
you
a
have
challenge.
to. Yeah.
That's still a challenge. It's the Nuggets, and we always match up against the Nuggets for some reason.
Let's talk about the
It's sad.
Celtics.
Let's talk about the Celtics, but yeah.
Hey.
Just to conclude, it's not looking good for the Warriors, man. It's not.
Oh
But let's
yeah.
talk about the Celtics. So what is happening in the Celtics? Because it feels like now everybody's panicking. I don't know. I'm not panicking yet because again, it's the East, bro. It's a big reason of why I don't touch the Eastern Conference because it's very easy. So there's no reason to really panic. And there's a really small sample size. The Celtics have lost 7 of their last 15 games now. People are starting to get worried. Jason Tatum came out. I mean, Porzingis also came out yesterday and said that they weren't quite, the chemistry wasn't quite there, which is surprising about the Celtics because they're one team. I don't know if you use the word chemistry, if you use a different term, but he said something was missing in the game.
Connectivity.
The some are complacent here, which is kind of crazy because they have had the same team for like 3 years running.
No, but that's
What
what
is
happens.
happening?
That's what happens. That's what happens when you just came off of the championship.
A championship,
There you it's like you're like, come on, yo.
You
And
hangover.
I've seen it, and I'm seeing
Yeah, you
I've seen
hangover.
this. So
Yeah.
there is a little bit of complacency and you're like,
Yeah.
we're gonna do something about it.
We're gonna be fine because again, it's the East, so they'll definitely be fine. It's not like
They're
they'll be
still
beaten.
like 3 games ahead of the
Exactly.
Knicks. So
It's not like they're going to be out of the top 6, so they're gonna be fine anyways. And the Celtics can beat you whether home or on the road because they're that
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
But like it brings me to my point that maybe like the thing about if you go for a championship run, the next season you don't just continue. You have to start over again now. You have to repeat
so I
everything.
think
You start from the beginning.
I think what's happening to them is the hangover. Just that's it, right? I'm only concerned about one thing. Yeah, what are they gonna do defensively when it comes to the Cavs?
The Cavs are looking good. They're a
So
well-oiled machine.
my only thinking is defensively, what you're gonna do about the Cavs? Defensively, you can deal with Milwaukee because you can always put JB or any other player on Giannis, and Giannis is really gonna be your biggest problem. But at the same time, I'm looking at the Knicks, I'm looking at the Bucks, and I'm looking at even Philly. Philly is a playoff team. Like they're struggling. If they can make it to the 6th seed, right? It's gonna be hard to beat them in a 7-game series because they're just built for that. Let me dominate my matchup. That's what they scream. Same thing with the Celtics. But the only thing here I'm looking at, can they do it defensively? Offensively, they're going to be fine. Like they have 6 players who are perfect. I mean, about 8 players who are perfect offensively, who can be anything, any night, right? So if they can be good defensively, because if you're dealing with the Cavs, Porzingis and Orford, as much as they're there, if you put them in the game, they're going to hurt you defensively because they cannot guard in a pick and roll. If it's Mitchell or Garland, they're going to exploit it all the time, right? So they need to rethink what they're going to do defensively with that big lineup in Cleveland. And they need to rethink about the Knicks because the Knicks are also kind of looking sharp.
Cat is bowling.
But that's what you do when you have 2 guys who can do 2 things at the highest level, right? Shoot the 3, drive the ball, both of them, right? So they play off of each other, and I think the Celtics, what's happening, it's not really concerning. What's concerning is what's gonna happen when the time is.
Yeah, which is why I'm not concerned. But the Knicks are playing well. The Cavs are playing well. The Cavs are like a well-oiled machine. For some reason, they came out this year.
I don't get it. Like they're being like the Warriors from 2000 whatever.
Yeah, but the Thunder had their revenge like yesterday on them. So
damn, let's talk about that game, bro.
One.
They had
I actually watched it.
Oh my
Thunder
God.
played well. Thunder
But
played well.
but
I wish
remember, they had lost the first one. So,
they lost the first one. Yeah, they
but
came out for the revenge though.
what I thought is, I think we've just found a way to beat the Cavs.
Who?
Every team in the NBA.
Yeah,
Because I
the
looked at
Thunder
I looked
demolished
at
them.
that game and I saw they're not as young as they look.
Mm.
Thunder is younger, right? So
Yeah,
you
Sunday's
can
younger.
literally beat them with youth. You can beat them with pace because regardless, because they're playing way too big that returning back on defense, you're only gonna have smaller guards. So if you are a bigger team than them, not on the center side, but rather on the what do you call it? On the uh, front court, you're gonna beat them because you're just gonna go to the basket every time you get there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So the Thunder are looking good, really sharp,
Thunder
really
looking
sharp.
good. Yeah, but at this point, Thunder played so in the regular seasons, and now people are now waiting to judge them in what they do in the postseason. Yeah,
Well,
yeah, yeah.
fine.
So and Shea is playing well. Shea is now he's the front runner for the MVP. So we'll talk about them when we get into the whole NBA All-Star thing. But yeah, I just to conclude on the Celtics, man, they won the championship last year, man. It just feels like each year is not gonna be a back-to-back champion, man. Like for some reason,
Yeah,
like we've not had a back-to-back since Warriors 2018 and 17. So it just feels like did I say that statistic right?
yeah, you did.
Because Toronto 2019, Lakers 2020, Bucks 2021,
Late
Warriors
Warriors 2022,
2022, then Nuggets, then Celtics. So it
2020.
just feels like
Yeah.
there's going to be a different champion each year now. As even if like the champion goes into the next season as like the front runner because they're the champions and rightly so, it just feels like there'll always be a different champion, which is good for the NBA. It's a good advert because unlike in the Premier League, Manchester City has won like the 4 consecutive leagues in a row in this modern era. So it's a good advert for the league. But just going on the league topic, did you see news that apparently LeBron's manager wants another rival league?
What? Hold on a
I,
second. What is that
I said
supposed to
on
mean?
I said on first take actually. LeBron's manager he wants a rival league, like NBA to have a rival league, like so that they can bring some players from the NBA to come and compete in this league in the US.
Ah, okay. So okay, I'm trying to understand this. Is this like is this gonna be like a rival media wise or a rival game
A rival,
wise?
yes, like your boys, like there's another league, and then like they have like I don't. It sounded so weird, and then Brian Winters was like, "It's not gonna happen because the NBA have signed like recently they've signed like this freaking $10 billion contract with the media for 10 years, and it's going to make them like the only league in the whole nation and stuff. So it's never gonna happen that they're gonna attract players from the NBA to go to this league and stuff. So that's
No,
what they're all
so
about.
so so it depends on who is gonna run the league, right?
And
Because
defense is going to go the players.
if let's say you see how Ice Cube is doing the big three and
Yeah,
he's getting like really recognized because NBA players are going to play there,
yeah,
right? Or think about it this way: there are so many NBA players and coaches who are being thrown out of the league. Imagine if they could create another league that kind of plays almost similar because many NBA players are capable of playing at the highest level. They just don't get the opportunity because there's so
yeah,
many players, right?
yeah,
If they can do it like the first 2 years, it's gonna be hard. But when
yeah.
they build in the next in 3 years, 4 years, it can work if you think about
Yeah.
it.
See, I think what they should do is like, you know how like the 10 people go to the playoffs, or you know what I mean, play in then playoffs if you're
Yeah.
beyond number 6 seed, but like the cutoff is at number 10. Number 11 to 15 should like be relegated to like that league, and then that now that the top five in that league be promoted. So so
Yeah,
that
but
so that would be good.
but what's gonna happen is I think it's gonna be tough because there is already way enough games to watch in the NBA. And
Exactly,
then you
and
also have the G League, People
Yeah,
don't really look at. So the G League would
it's
be
going.
the
By the
equivalent, whatever.
yeah, by the time that happens, it will be like what, at least 30 years from now. By the time you actually have like a solid thing, so it's gonna take a lot of time, which is why Windy was like it's unrealistic because by the time that I mean, like in New York, there's no space to build an arena and get 20,000 fans. It just feels like it feels so unrealistic for a league to be competing in the NBA. It's like very dominant. Speaking of NBA, LeBron said on Christmas that that NBA when he beat the Warriors, obviously, he was
Yeah.
like in his interview, he was like, "I love the NFL, but this is our day." Is it true, and why? Christmas is our day, to be particular. Oh, what happened? So yeah, we just lost it, guys. Just at an interesting topic. And we have only 15 minutes to go. Actually, yep, 15 minutes to go. And we can't see clarity is nowhere to be seen. But yes, I will continue. So LeBron on Christmas Day after we played we as in the Lakers, because I'm a Lakers fan. Yes, I'm trying to prolong my speech here, but as I'm waiting for clarity. But yes, we as in Lakers played against the Celtics. Sorry, against the Warriors on the Christmas Day 20 last year. Last year. Happy New Year, guys. And LeBron in his post-match interview, he was like, "I love the NFL, but Christmas is our day." Is it true? Because from what it seems like the NBA ratings are low. You know, the NBA ratings are very low, and he got a lot of backlash on media. And obviously, social media is the name of the game now. You know, people are sending memes, people are sending statistics, people are sending data, people are sending, posting. By sending I mean posting, of how like NBA's viewers on Christmas were like 2.4 million people viewed the NBA Lakers game, the Lakers Warriors game, and the NFL 24 million people viewed the NFL games. 24 million viewed the NFL games and only 2 million viewed the NBA games. And it was quite like the domination because it was multiplied by a dozen viewers from the NBA to the NFL. So, from what we conclude from the statistics, everyone seems to love the NFL. But I have a couple of reasons why, and I'll reiterate this when clarity comes back. For starters, the gap between NFL and NBA is not very big, you know. I'll say football and basketball. For people who don't understand like the terms of the leagues, the gap between football and basketball in America is not very big. It's compared to like if you go to England, the gap between football, which is soccer, and the next best ranked highest sport is very huge. For example, if 90% of the population in England loves soccer, are you back,
Yeah, yeah.
bro? I've been explaining what happened.
Man, I'm glad you continued. I thought you'd not continue. This is good. Keep going. Keep going.
So yeah, I was talking about how LeBron said that he thinks that the NFL is their Christmas is their day, like as in their day as in NBA players, not NFL.
Yeah.
And then LeBron got a lot of backlash from that. He got a lot of people sent a lot of memes, a lot of responses, people reposting, sending statistics, data of how many viewers NBA had on Christmas Day. About 2 million. And then the NFL had 24 million people. That is almost a dozen, twice as many people. And so
Yeah.
LeBron came on the podcast of Jason Kelsey and Travis Kelsey recently. And he talked about how they kicked his ass with that because he made a mistake. It's definitely the
Yeah.
NFL. So what do you think? Who do you think owns Christmas Day? And why?
So you gotta think about this way, right? Christmas is NFL is pretty much an American game. You
Yeah.
know, more so the Americans are more into it than any other nation, right?
Yeah. It's like,
And
yeah.
and so when you talk about Christmas, people are going. It's gonna be the NFL because both of those two leagues, NBA and NFL, are in the US, right? But then the NFL is more a US. The NBA is more US and international, right? So I
Yeah.
feel like the NFL is still more, the
See,
Christmas winner.
yeah. So I think what you mean is NFL is like American, but like NBA is more worldwide. For
Yes.
example,
Yeah.
there's a lot of viewers from the world who are watching NBA games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely done. NFL is only American viewers. Like I don't think there's any football played that is not in America or Canada. Like I haven't heard about it. If it's there, I haven't heard about it competitively. I think it's CFL and then NFL, and that's it.
I think they own other places have rugby, not
Yeah,
American
rugby,
football. Yeah, so
which is
that's
different because
yeah,
there's everything about it is different. There's a
yeah.
couple of similar things like touchdowns and goals, but like it's different. So it's so. But in terms of the US, LeBron was wrong because 24 million viewers to 2 million viewers is crazy,
Yeah, but
and
that's what I'm saying. Like the US is really big that whoever,
yeah,
because even the international people, they don't have the time because the time zone is very
the
different.
time zones
Yeah, so
exactly.
Christmas wise, you wouldn't really say that it's the NFL. The NFL is gonna win because nobody, because many people, not only are they watching NFL, the cities are so into it, right? The cities
Yeah,
are so into football that
yeah,
even if the fathers they don't get to to play basketball, not everybody get a chance to play basketball, but
yeah,
many people love football. It's outdoor, it's there, it's right.
yeah.
So it's NFL that wins the Christmas.
And
Maybe if you're
clarity,
talking,
on cl- and clarity, this. The Lakers game was at 8 p.m. here in the US. That's the normal
yeah,
time for us. But someone in Uganda, that game is at 4 a.m.
4 a.m. you
They
can't.
like, I mean, you love basketball, but there's no way you're waking up at that
I'm
day.
the only one who can do that when it's ready.
Yeah,
Maybe the
exactly.
playoffs, maybe the playoffs, not Christmas.
Exactly. So, hell, not on Christmas. I mean, and even during the day games that were like 1 p.m., it's
Yeah,
probably like 7 p.m. our time in Uganda. But come on, people are celebrating like then. But here, people are celebrating when their TVs are on and stuff,
I
Like,
know,
this is
I
a big
know.
part of the thing. So that's why he was wrong. He had to paraphrase it and maybe be like, on Christmas, it's definitely NFL. I mean, you
And
look at how,
the other thing I think he really really slept on was the betting, right? People in America bet on football so much
and they get
that
money here.
yes, yes.
There's money
So
here.
like you everybody, even if they don't really play on love the game, they do love it
Yeah,
for the gambling.
yeah. The gambling, there's parlays, there's DraftKings, there's sports
Yo,
bet, there's
crazy.
there's a lot of stuff. There's fantasy as well. So like people are not only watching because it's their team playing, but because they
Yeah,
want to see the other teams playing because they have players they're betting on to score like score like 2 touchdowns and stuff. So like, and also NFL for Christmas they brought Beyonce was in Thanksgiving, and then Christmas they brought, yes, Beyonce was actually in Christmas and Mariah Carey, and then they
yeah.
brought a couple of artists also for Thanksgiving. So NFL always brings these artists. So people are not only watching the game, but they're also watching like a show as well.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, and that's why like Super Bowl tickets are very expensive because you're not only paying for like the odd ticket for the actual game, but you're also paying for like a concert of like Rihanna as well. So like it's like a 50-minute concert. So and people love this stuff. I mean, if you want to see like how people have made money in this country, like there's a million ways people have made
Mm.
money. So and also I want to talk about this point. I was saying this, guys. The gap between like football because in America there's a lot of sports.
Yeah,
But like the sports like that are very competitive that are known by people is NFL, NBA, MLB, and NHL. So hockey, baseball, basketball, and football.
yep.
But the gap between those four sports is not very big. But the number of viewers, for example, an NFL stadium has like 80,000 seaters. NBA only has 20,000 seaters. So like
Because it's
at most,
indoor.
exactly, it's indoor. But even NFL games, like there's some games that are indoor, like Soifa in LA is indoor. Caesar Dome
You,
in
did
New
you
Orleans is
watch?
indoor.
Did you?
Las Vegas
Yeah,
Stadium is indoor.
yeah, but like it's different. It's different the way it's structured, in football and in basketball, right?
Hmm.
Because in basketball, you gotta pretty much kind of cover, right, everything. I don't know what you mean. Like the New Orleans football court is outdoor, is indoor.
It's indoor, yeah, because it's like a stadium that's covered. Dallas Stadium is covered for the Dallas Cowboys. It's like it's an indoor thing. The roofs are retractable, so they can open and close.
Okay, so it's like the football in Europe, but okay, I see what you're talking
Exactly,
about. Yeah, but
exactly.
I don't think if you can quite compare that to
But
the NBA
but
arenas.
but NBA have to build in indoor courts because it can't train on the courts. They
So
can't have
so
that.
let's say, what do you think if NBA could like build a court in the middle of a football court and then use that arena for maybe the finals instead of
Wait, repeat
playing
that.
in it?
Repeat that. Repeat that.
So you see the Dallas Cowboys arena, it holds more
Yeah,
than 80,000,
yeah.
which is almost double what an NBA arena would hold.
Not double, like fopto, if that's a word.
Quadruple, right?
Quadruple, yeah.
So think about, like, I don't know if you saw the Caitlin Clark game where they played in a park, sort of a park, like in the middle of nowhere, and they had people all over the houses everywhere. So if
Yeah,
the NBA would put a court in the middle of a football field, right,
yeah.
and let the people occupy the seats, don't
You think they
you
would?
think?
You think they would sell out the stadium?
Yes, absolutely.
I don't think so. I don't think so because the court is too small,
What do you mean?
bro. Have you seen the stadiums? The stadiums are huge, my guy. The stadiums are huge. You have to use binoculars to see someone on the ground. Like they look like ants if you sit
Oh, I see
behind.
what you mean.
The
Yeah, but that's
stadiums
what.
are very huge, and they're huge for that for NFL court. And now imagine an NBA court, Claret. Imagine that.
No, I
So
mean,
like where I was sitting, right? I was sitting up, like I was sitting up, bro. I was sitting up, bro. Like because obviously the upper you go, the cheaper it is. So I
yeah.
looked at the most cheapest ticket, which was $48, and I was up. I was my god. So like the jumbotron is like, so I was, instead of watching the actual game
You
down,
watch the top
like
drawer.
I was watching the jumbotron. So it's basically
Oh
it's basically
man.
like I'm watching on TV. I would have not just gone, but obviously I wanted the experience of the noise and the
Yeah.
fans, the
Yeah.
atmosphere. But you just watch it. You either be rich, and that's the thing. There's a lot of rich people in the US.
Yeah.
You either be rich and get a good seat, or go sit up. Like the stadium is built because like the jumbotron is like two layer. You can see from here, and if you go down, you can see it from these ends as well.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can see. But the way where I'm sitting is only like it's like a big TV. Like you could not see the other side down. Unlike in the NBA, I could see like when I sat in Boston Celtics arena, it was up, but I could see both sides. And the jumbotron is kind of farther. But like you can barely see the players. I'm telling you, Claret, you can barely see them because also there's no like front court seats. It's like NBA has like these front court seats where
Yeah.
you are adduction court. Now for them, like there's a height between because there's players around and
Yeah.
stuff. Mascots and dancers. So there's no like front court seats. So you have to sit up, but the stadiums are huge. You can barely see the players. So if it's an NBA court inside an NFL stadium, hell nah, you gotta sit in front. And that means everyone will be buying the in front seats to watch the game. Otherwise, you will barely see a player. I'm telling you. You know how big
Yeah.
80,000 stadiums are, bro. You gotta sit up. I mean, all these concerts that you hear that are in Dallas Stadium, people who go sit up, they go with binoculars. Because you're looking at a stage which is even smaller than a court. Look at they're at a stage.
No, I mean, I was just saying, like, if you want to maximize how many people you can hold in an arena, maybe you
Yeah,
can do
so there's
that.
not
But
so much they can do.
yeah.
Even 20,000 is like big, so that's why. But NFL, you can have 80,000 seater stadiums, and it's multi-purpose stadiums. These big stadiums, you don't only use it for NFL; they use it also for other games as well, other concerts and other stuff. They just remove the carpet, bring something else, But like the
Hey,
viewership
dog.
is the viewership is so high, and football. Let me go back to my point. Of the sports between the American sports are very competitive. So like unlike like the in UK, like the gap between soccer or football in how they call
Yeah.
it is like very big. It's like if 90% of their viewers in UK would like soccer, like the next sport after after soccer is like 40%. It's like I think it's rugby or boxing that is like the next try to compete.
It's probably
But like
boxing.
it's probably boxing. So it's a very huge gap in UK. It's just soccer.
Yeah.
But like here in the US, bro, in here some guys don't even. Some guys are like baseball fans and they don't even know an NFL team. You know, other guys are like hockey fans and don't even know an NFL team because there's a very big population here in America.
Yeah.
So like but that's why like you can easily sell out your stadiums because it's a very huge number of people. But in terms of NBA versus NFL, the ratings are gonna be higher for the NFL at all times because they have more viewers. Yeah, and that's just it. And that's why I had
More
to
viewers in person and also like at home.
and also on
Because
TV,
again, again,
yeah.
people are because ESPN is more like, okay, who is paying for our membership on ESPN, right? And they're the people who
Yeah.
make the rating. So you
Yeah.
wouldn't really
Yeah, people
compete
really
with
make
that.
sense. Yeah,
But
but they
also
can know
thank
the
you for
viewers are at home because whenever
but
you
they
turn on
can,
your TV, they know who has turned on the TV, so
yeah,
they
but
can know
that's
the
what I'm
number
saying.
of
Like,
people.
like for us, we watch the game away from ESPN, whatever. But like, for example, I'm in Canada, right? If I pay
Mhm.
for the membership, they would still understand that I'm watching NBA, right? So it's little stuff like excuse me, like that will
Yeah,
make it different. But thank you for the experience. I ain't ever buying no cheap seat. I don't want to look at people
yeah.
and regret the money I paid already.
You know what? Especially in an NFL stadium, NBA you can, but NFL you can't, bro. You can't. You just
Damn.
can't sit behind, bro. Like that's a one-time thing, bro. For me, you either sit in the suite and it's very expensive, man. I'm telling you, bro.
What
It's
was
expensive.
the next cheap seat?
No, they range, bro. Like I'm sitting like in the I'm sitting in 509, which is the fifth. Like there's this layer, that's the first layer. Then there's this
Yeah.
next layer, that's the second layer. So I'm in the fifth layer.
Oh shoot. How much was the third layer?
Third layer can be around $350 for me,
Hey,
and that's cheap. That's cheap, bro.
hey,
And then the
yo.
more you go, now you're going to the suites. Second layer, you're now going to the suites. Now the suites you're talking about $800, $900. You go to the first layer, you're talking about $1,500 per seat minimum.
Hey
Minimum
man,
price, bro.
I'll be like, look, if I didn't bet on this team to win, I can't be doing this. I
Yeah,
can't be doing
yeah,
this.
yeah. That's why I don't know. People have free. Some people go with. I don't know how people get free tickets. Like all these NFL girlfriends, they have free tickets for stuff.
It's, well, the NFL girlfriends, you can
Yeah,
understand.
maybe because their boyfriends pay for them.
Who knows?
Probably do because the salaries they get, it's crazy. I mean, I was listening today to Erling Haaland. It's a Manchester City player. He's got the biggest contract now. He's just signed for £500,000 per week. That's like big in Europe. But that per year in America is just 30 million. 30 million is nothing here for sports players in NFL. It's like
I mean,
nothing,
not
bro.
only in NFL but also
Even
in the
NBA.
NBA. You know,
I mean, that's
I think even
nothing.
in baseball they are catching up now.
Baseball is crazy, bro. People are having $70 million per year
Yeah.
contracts now. I mean, Juan Soto just signed 15-year contract.
Jeez.
Well, it's
15.
crazy, bro. And then you wonder where all our money goes. The guys who pay the tickets, it's going to the players, bro. The players are making more than than the bosses at this point. You know, people are predicting that Shea's next contract, Shea, is going to be like $70 million. $70 million per year. You know,
I mean, if you think about his pedigree and what he's doing right now at his age,
it's worth it. It's worth it.
I don't even. This
I
kid
don't
is
mind,
gonna finish
yeah.
when he's the richest dude in Canada, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. But it's crazy. But hey, let's talk about the NBA. Like, let's wrap it up quickly. The All-Star. What are your teams? What are your teams?
What do you mean?
What do you think? Who do you think should go to your five starters, so the East and the West?
Well, technically, man, I don't know. So in the West, okay. Can we watch a video of the returns? I think the third returns.
Yeah,
so
the
that we
returns.
have an idea. Yeah, the third, because I don't really look at the first one.
You want me to do the image? All right, I'll do the image.
I do have a video of insiders. Do I? I think so.
Oh, okay. So you're thinking two Clippers?
I think that James Harden and Norman Powell have played well enough to make the All-Star team.
How about Jalen Green and Alperen Şengün?
I think
for the team with the second best record in the West.
we had that
Chuck is just making
Şengün
noise.
is definitely should make it.
Oh, he's the actual.
I'm saying if you have
It's
to take
supposed to
two
be
Rockets,
coming on.
I would take Green.
Okay,
Not going to be a whole lot of room
one
left
rock
on
in the room, man.
that. Because I would go Norman Powell myself. If I'm taking a Clipper, I'm taking Norman Powell.
But James Harden has been balling.
He's had a good year.
Yeah.
But I just think it's really crowded out there, and a
That's
lot
funny.
of.
But as I say,
That's what I'm trying to do.
Always
This
gonna
thing
reward
doesn't-
winning.
But this is where it gets difficult because all-star like play or high level.
Like what?
Wembanyama at 12.
Yeah.
12 seed. You know, Durant and Booker.
He's
No,
not
that's
all-star.
not allowing me
Who?
to
Wembanyama.
forward it.
So yes or no question. Thank you.
Let's see him.
I'm just asking.
No, I mean, he's playing unbelievably.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
But I'm not gonna
And
change
in the next week,
You said you have
You're an
it.
all-star,
You
yes
said
or
you
no?
have
That's
an
all I'm
image.
asking.
next
I
week.
think Wemby's an all-star.
check.
So what about Durant
do?
and Booker,
Image.
Ernie?
I don't know. I know
Sharing.
because I got.
You're gonna
Do
take
you know how
Chris
to add an
John.
image into
You're gonna take
You
two
Exceed?
shots.
got to take two. Do you have to?
Yeah, I will just
take
show you.
AD right now.
Is Wemby an all-star?
Okay.
Yes.
I would have to look at the list.
No, you ain't
Check.
gonna look at the list.
You're never
Hell
gonna
yes.
change me and Kenny's mind. Winning is important.
Okay, I have another
I
last
never said
question.
winning.
I have a last
No, you
question.
said winning don't matter. Numbers don't think that matter.
Here's the fan vote
Okay,
right
okay,
now,
yeah.
by the way. And
Pause.
again, fan vote just factors in with the media
I can't pause it.
vote.
Wait,
and
is
the
that-
play-
is
and
that
the
It's gonna
player
have
vote.
to play out and
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
What do you mean, yes?
You think Anthony
Let me share your
Davis? I think
screen,
Anthony
bro.
Davis
You can't
is
have
an
to
all-star.
I tried. I was trying to get it up as Dean. Put your
All right.
thingy.
Let me show you the image in the video. Wait, what's this?
Yeah, they send it to me so that I can do it again.
Oh, no. Hold up. It's just an image. We're going to start with the West.
Yeah.
All right. Let me share a screen. Window.
Oh, Kawhi is back. Just so you know.
Oh, that's nice. But you know he was
Kawhi is
banned
back.
for like 2 games because apparently he came late or something like that.
Yeah, he served those. He played in a couple games last.
Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Can you see this?
Yep. Isn't that the same goddamn video? Jeez.
Yeah, but you couldn't pause it, but I can pause it. So yes. So we have Nicola in the front court. Nicola, LeBron, KD, Wemby, Anthony Davis. Who's the starting 5?
Well, I don't see guards.
The guards are here. Oh, you need the guards as well.
Well, because I need to choose.
Okay, the guards are here.
So
Shea,
give me
Curry, Luka, Kyrie.
Steph at the start at the point guard.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Anthony Edwards. Well, probably Luka Doncic at the 2.
You think they're going to snub? You think Shea is not going to be a starter?
I don't think so. If Steph is available, they're gonna go with the you know.
That's a legacy vote, bro.
Well, I'm just saying that's what I think. Maybe that's not what's gonna happen, but hopefully it doesn't. And then so if you give me Steph, Luka, or probably because the problem is let's go Steph and Shea, right?
Yeah,
Just
because Luka's
because
been
they're
injured.
Yeah, just because of the first 2. So if you give me Steph and Shea, and then give me Joker at the center position,
Who's going to be the captain?
of course LeBron.
LeBron has to be the captain. He's always the captain.
Yeah. So it's Steph, Shea, Nicola, LeBron, and KD.
Yeah. Well, Nicola, KD. KD has been injured, so people are arguing that maybe Victor Wemby deserves to be in here. People
No,
are saying,
he is definitely gonna start over AD. I know that for a fact.
Who?
Wemby.
but anti front court when you take 3 people.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Now if you remove Kevin, you put Wemby because KD is injured.
But KD is a legacy vote, so he's probably going to be a starter as well. It's
No,
like
but-
Steph.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you said, he's injured.
Yeah, he's injured right now.
Yeah. Who
But
knows?
the All-Star break is in a month.
Yeah, well, who knows if he wanna play? And if he comes back, then Wemby goes back to the bench
Yeah, what about Alperen Sengun? You think he'll make it to the All-Stars
as a reserve. I think so. Yeah.
as an All-Star? Yeah, because people are saying he deserves to be in there. Okay,
Yeah.
now let's go to the East Coast. It's front cut.
Ooh.
Let's start. Giannis will be the captain for sure. Tatum. Cat has been on fire. Cat has to start. That one is locked in.
So give me cut at the center position. Give me what is it
Giannis.
name? Giannis at the 4. Give me Jason Tatum at the 3, and then let's go to the guards.
So you're just following the top three in the fans returns.
No. Just like you saw, I didn't start Shea at first, right? Until I heard that Luka was hard. I'm just saying,
Banchero
like,
has been injured as well the whole season. He's
well,
just come back.
even if he wasn't injured, he was not gonna be a starter. So
Yeah, because Cat has been balling and they can't snap Tatum. All
oh
right,
no,
let's go to
they want to
the
push the
backcourt.
narrative. Oh la la. So
All right, this is quite tricky because fans like Lamelo, but Lamelo is probably not going to start.
he is
Hell,
definitely
you know,
going to start because what I've
he's
realized is
not.
the NBA is really pushing for his audience because all his games are being viewed but more than other games, right? Just
Hey, for
because
real.
because all the
The
kids are
commentator
yeah.
and the commentator.
So technically the NBA is trying to it's the same thing with you cannot bench Tatum, you cannot
Bench LeBron.
so the narrative has to continue, which is why I'm saying Lamelo will definitely start. Give me probably Damian Lillard. This is tough.
This is tough. This is tough.
Yeah, because Donovan Mitchell has been on fire, so starting Dame would look so bad. I think.
Let's just say this: they take seven forwards and they take 5 guards to make it 12 people. But like for sure. Oh wait, hold up. 12, 7 plus 5 is 12. They're doing teams of 8 now, right?
Yeah.
8, but taking 24 people. Yeah, so they're taking 7 guards, 7 front court, and then 5 back court. So definitely these 5 people are going to be. Do you think any other person will take off like Trae Young or Jalen Brunson? I think these are 5 guys who will be the guards. It's just a matter of the starters.
So when it comes to like coaches, some of these might change. Coaches and GMs because I think they also vote on their own.
Yeah, they do. But overall, who do you think do you think any of these 5 guys will be like out of the 5 guards that they take from the East?
Probably Trae.
And then who do you think will replace Trae?
I'm definitely looking at oh man, it's also got Halliburton.
Tyrese?
Yeah, Tyrese. I'm looking at Tyrese.
For me, these NBA guys, these Sharks and stuff, they say that these 5 are going to go, and I think so. Trae has been balling. Remember,
it might be either Tyrese Maxey or Tyrese Halliburton, one of the two.
You think Trae will get snapped? But Trae went to the semifinals of the NBA Cup, so I think this is the 5 guys. But anyways, let's continue. So you go with Lamelo and who? And Dame, right?
Yeah. Yes, it's a stuff.
All right.
Lamelo and Donovan, just for the sake of the Cubs having the better record in the world NBA.
All right. For me, I think Donovan and Jalen will be the starters. But the rest of the people...
I don't think Jalen can start over Dame.
Jalen has been playing well. He's been balling. Yeah. So that's me. Jalen and Donovan. And then here I have Giannis, I have Tatum, I have Kat as well. This one is easy.
Yeah, no, that one is obvious.
Here I have Steph and I have Shea as well.
Yeah, simply because Luka is injured. Injured. It was gonna be tougher.
Yeah.
And then there is also.
And then here I have LeBron, I have Jokic, and I have AD. Even if I know AD won't start, but I'm building my team.
Bro, stop being biased. Be a man.
But if I think, but KD will probably go through. KD is probably going to be a starter. It's just a matter of is he going to be fit by the time the All-Star break comes, and if he doesn't, Victor will come in.
No, listen, so but you gotta think about it this way, right? If you have Joker, right?
Yeah.
If you have Joker, you cannot start AD.
Yeah.
Right? It just doesn't. It's
a popularity contest, bro. It will be positionless. It's just a matter of. Bro, it's a matter of vibing, bro. It's vibing, you know what I mean? it's vibing around, bro. Like that's why bro, I'm not watching it. I swear. Those
But
are three
I mean,
hours of
I'll
your life
watch
you'll
it
never get
because
back.
it's coming in the Bay Area, and I'm a Warriors fan.
Mm-mm,
So
mm-mm,
I'll have to regard, and I'll probably be streaming
mm-mm.
all the time.
And bro, all the courts for basketball, all the arenas look alike. So it's not really worth it. Wherever they place it, it doesn't. It's not really worth it.
No, but
So
the difference is if they can bring in Sabrina and Caitlin Clark to be in the
now
shooting,
people watch the 3 point contest, guys.
and maybe
Please,
this format would be better.
I like the whole rookie thing, guys. Please, I like the NBA, but please, those are 3 hours of your life you'll never get back watching the All Star game. I don't recommend it. So don't say I didn't tell you. Don't come with the comments. Don't say, anyways, thank you guys for watching another episode of the game today. 1 hour 15 minutes and 5 minutes, not bad for a recap of
Yeah.
what happened in the past month. And yes, as we know, the NBA is still going on. We are about to hit the All-Star break. But thank you guys for following us again, and thank you for catching up with us, Clary. Thank you for joining. It was fun to have this one again after a very long time. And hey, I will see you soon. Thank you guys for joining. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, to share, to follow, to comment on our Instagram and on YouTube and all our social media platforms. Thank you guys again, once again, and have a good night from me.
Have a good night from me too. Malcolm, we need to start before we get out of here. I gotta do some
Yep.
sort of what do you call it? Advertising. Everybody, if you wanna start streaming or if you wanna start going live on YouTube with somebody who is not around, and they don't have to not be around, it would just be you. There are great tools out there, but I do recommend StreamYard, which is the one we're using. Incredible with tools. And if you are really wanting to level up with your streaming, levels and go to the higher levels a little bit, you need to use and start using StreamYard. And if you are interested, click in the link in the description. You will get 10% off, right? If you use the link in the description directly. Thank you so much. Let's stream with StreamYard. I'm out. Malcolm, have a good night.
Good night, people. Bye.